Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and today we are going to do another overhaul of ChatGPT because they've done a lot of changes since the last time I made a video on ChatGPT, and I just want to do like a small overhaul on it, kind of like give you an idea of what has changed and what you can do with it, and let's get right to it. So the first big change I will say is that now they've put all the tools in one place. So for example, when you go to chatgpt.com, we are going to come to, it's going to take you to the page obviously, and then here we have in the chat box we have tools. So when you click on tools, you're going to have the different tools. For example, here we have create an image. This is when you can click on it and then come up with a prompt, and then it's going to create an image. And then you have search the web, and what this does, it helps ground the information that ChatGPT is giving you. ChatGPT is giving you, so that you make sure that the information is true and accurate as well. And then the other tool that we have is write or code. So that's very obvious, it's for code. And then the other tool that we have is deep research. And then after that we have think longer. So this is where ChatGPT is kind of like the reasoning model. It's going to take way longer to go through a problem. So this is just for like very complex problems, what you can use that for. And then here we have add photos. This is where you can attach your photos, and then you can also link to your Google Drive or your Microsoft OneDrive. So I find like really cool. The biggest change in my opinion will be ChatGPT's dictate button. So this is really cool because once you click on it, you'll be able to not necessarily text type. Once you click on it, you'll be able to click on dictate. So when you click on dictate, you'll be able to talk, and just it's going to record your voice, and after that you can input that as the prompt. So that is if you want to like think through an idea but don't necessarily want to type it out because it may take time, or because you don't necessarily know how to phrase it. So this is just, it helps so much. And then next to that we have the voice mode. So those are like the biggest changes that I've seen so far. There's nothing really else right now. I'm going to be creating a bit more videos on that as well. And then here on the top right, when you click on your profile name there, you can customize ChatGPT. This is where you can customize ChatGPT. You can customize ChatGPT here. This one used to be well hidden, but now it's very easy to access. Just click on that and then customize ChatGPT. You can kind of like give it the prompts or the text that you want it to have. If you want it to be a bit witty, you can do that as well. Or if you want it to understand you can also add that as well. And then when you click on that again, we have the settings icon, and this is kind of like just where you can change different settings. You can change personality there, you can have your memories there. And then when you click on the settings icon, you have the basic settings. You can change the theme, whether you want it to be light or dark. And then notifications, this is if you want it to show notifications. So for example, when it's doing like a deep research, if you want it to show notifications after it has done. And then we have personalization. This is where you can input your personal prompts as well, kind of like what we had seen before. And then we have speech. This is where you can choose the voice that you want ChatGPT to be using, or even the language. And then we have data control. This is where you can change. I highly recommend to do this. Make sure that this is turned off so that your information is not going to be used to train the models. So those are like the most important ones. So going to close that. So I'm going to go through it one more last time. The biggest changes that we have so far is the tools are now in one place, which makes it way cleaner. We have create image, search a web, write code, we have deep research, and then we have think longer, which is the reasoning model. And then we have ChatGPT's dictate button, very helpful as well. And then they've also brought up the profile, and it's really easy to just see and customize your ChatGPT. Okay, so those are the biggest changes that we've seen in ChatGPT so far. My favorite one will be ChatGPT's dictate button. I feel like that helps save a lot of time. I should state though that the more you use the dictate button, I have seen that voice uses up more tokens compared to text. So always have that in mind. The more you use it, the more tokens you'll be using. So it's going to be getting slower the longer the chat is becoming. So always have that in mind as well. And then next to your profile, we have this button where you can turn on like a temporary chat. So what that means is that it's not going to store it's kind of like a private for example with like Google Chrome, there's like a, what's it called, incognito. So this is like an incognito chat. So once you click on that button, it takes you to temporary chat, and this is not going to save the chat. So this is just, maybe you want to chat, they don't really want it to have that history of that specific chat. So you can click on temporary chat and then turn it on, and then you can chat with it and then turn it off as well once you're done. So those are the biggest changes to ChatGPT that we've seen so far. You can tell me which one your favorite is in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.